Hey everyone, Aaron here with Elite Watersports, and we're doing a video series on multiple different kind of kite repair. This video is going to go over recycling valves and how to make them yourself. It's a nice DIY, solution to your problems to save some money. So stay tuned. I'll show you how to do that. Let's go ahead and get started with recycling these valves, but we got to set some expectations. This isn't a solution that's going to be possibly long-term. This could last a year, it could last 2 years. I've had them last 3 or 4 years, and it's something that we do on a regular basis here at the shop for anybody that's trying to save some money to get their whole entire kite redone without getting into $500–600 for all new, brand new OEM bladders. We're gonna take this Type A tape. We sell it all online, even the Aqua Seal. And there's also multiple different types of Aqua Seal, but the ones that we sell online on our website are gonna be the most proper to use. Every valve is gonna have a hole. So we wanna go ahead and make that hole. And you can make this a little bit larger than like this diameter. Reason being that is if you get some glue inside that hole itself, you're going to be pretty much MIA. It's very, very hard to get the glue back out of that hole in the valve. Trust me, it happens a lot to us. So I got the hole, I made it a little bit larger, and obviously I'm going to set it up to glue on top the tape itself. Occasionally we have people glue to the paper. Don't make that mistake. I'm going to get my alcohol wipes and prepare everything. You can use denatured alcohol if you don't have these alcohol wipes. We just have stacks of these things. I'm gonna clean both surfaces, and if your valve itself is super smooth, the glue itself is not gonna adhere to it. You can take some sandpaper and roughen it up, and it's gonna make it a lot better. I've already done that. If you're in a pinch and you don't have any sandpaper, just use some concrete, like a sidewalk, just rub it on there. You just want that surface pretty rough. Some people have told me use an MEK. That breaks down the whole oily substance that's on these valves, but denatured alcohols work just fine with us. Only downfall for denatured alcohol is that it does leave like a residue, so make sure it dries pretty well, or take a cleaning rag, like my beautiful white shirt. My wife always asks me, how do I get so dirty hanging out of the shop? Well, we're just charging forward. We don't have time to grab rags sometimes. So I got everything prepared. Now I'll open up this Aqua Seal. Now this one's been living in our refrigerator. They last a good long time, especially if as soon as you get done using it, put it in the refrigerator right away. If say like the very end gets clogged up, you haven't used it in a while, it dries, you can kind of knead the actual tube and find a soft point, and I just take a little razor knife and squirt out of there. So try to get the most out of it. This stuff isn't very cheap. It's about like 10 bucks for this little tube. Now we don't want to be like super scarce on it, but we certainly don't want to be like, goobing it up and have way too much. You want it to kind of splooge around, if that would be the word to use, when you press down and weigh all this stuff down. Now we actually have templates made up out of wood where we actually use C-clamps to really compress these valves. If you don't have that ability, you're just gonna do what I'm about to show you. After that glue is on there, seal it up, make sure there's no glue on your threads. I'm done with that. And then I'm gonna line up this hole so that I don't have much of the glue sticking out into the hole. I'm gonna spin this a little bit so I get more of the Type A tape exposed around the edges. I kind of just squish the Type A tape or the Aqua Seal around. And yes, it does kind of like hold that valve pretty flat, it's sticky. But the problem is that as it dries, that valve's gonna wanna curl up. And that's why we take a PVC pipe or something square in this case would be probably more proper. We weigh it down, make sure all that glue is kind of coming out the edges. If you wanted to take a stick and like squeeze that glue out the edges and then roll it over to the top of the valve, that would be pretty cool. Don't have to though. Like I said earlier, and just re-emphasizing, I want something to displace the weight a little better. A little bit of an improv video, and normally we use templates like I said earlier. So the weight is going to be like that, and then as long as it isn't like, it needs to be level, that weight's just going to sit there for 24 hours, let it dry, and when we're finally done with it, take this weight off, take that off, and then now it's just a peel and stick valve that you have now made yourself, rather than buying a bunch of $16, $20, $30 valves. Watch our other video on how to adhere this to the actual bladders, and make sure you're installing the valve in the orientation that the Kite manufacturer had already designed. And that's it. You've just made your own valve. We have a good like 95 to, almost 100% satisfaction on every valve that we make. But if they do fail, you're gonna know right away. So after you've let it dry, just give it a couple tugs, make sure that the glue really adhered to your valve. There are some brands out there, not to name them right off the top of my head, that the valves are just a little bit too nasty, too oily, and you can't recycle. But hopefully you don't come across that. So this is Aaron with Elite Watersports. We're here to help. We've been repairing kites since 2008. We're pretty pro at it, pro. And we just want to get you back out in the water. And sometimes, going a little cheaper DIY is the best solution. We'll see you on the water.